So holidays add sparkle, don't they, to the mundane of everyday life? That's how I feel. But they don't last longer than a few weeks. Some only last a day. We prep for the holiday, it happens, and then we quickly put away our decorations and we reset for real life. Easter is this Sunday, but it doesn't have to end there. My next guest says we can live Easter every day. Beyond just the eggs and bunnies, Easter represents themes of hope and light, and those themes can carry into the rest of your year, even after the Sunday service has concluded. Here to tell us more about how we can incorporate Easter into our everyday is author and speaker Aubrey Grossen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for
You
having
carry
me.
a light with you, sister, already that I feel inspired by. I'm excited to dive into this. When you think of Easter, you are drawn to the word arise. Tell us more about that.
Yes, I love the word arise. I feel like there's so much, when you look it up, it's obviously coming from the word rise.
Yes.
But adding the A in front of it means to come from something. And I feel like that's what Easter is all about. It's, Christ arose and we can arise after hard things. So I've always been drawn to that word.
Yeah.
Even in the scriptures, it's always Christ talking to people and he says arise, and it's people who are suffering or who need that extra help, and it's his hand reaching to them and they arise.
I always find it amazing, and it's common that one word can teach us so much. And there's one word in the scriptures and beyond that now we can think of differently and learn from along the way. In fact, you've turned that word into an acronym to encapsulate Easter themes that we can hang on to and wrap in our hearts all year long. The A, you say, stands for an attitude of gratitude.
Yes. Sounds cliche. I feel like that's something everybody says, but when you implement it, it's so healing.
It's powerful.
Yes. I've gone through a couple of times in life where, a few years ago I had a few miscarriages, and I remember in the heartache of it, I would start my sunshine list and I would hashtag it. My sunshine list on Instagram, it would be like the little mundane things. We went and got ice cream, we went and did this, and it would help heal my heart through that. And then more recently, my little boy, who's 10 now, my husband was busy with work and church, and I was in a bad depression stage, and I could kind of sense that he was feeling those feelings too. And so I said, Bud, let's make a good list. Every day, like I could tell his mind was focusing on negative things, and I was too. So I'm like, let's make a good list, you and I. So every night we would sit together and just say our good list together, and it was so healing for both of us. And all of a sudden, our brains are focused on what good is happening.
Yes.
And so it was it's so healing to incorporate gratitude.
It really is. There are two things that I think if you notice the small sets, they grow exponentially. One is God's love, and the other is gratitude. The more you focus on it, the more it grows, and you can't really explain it, but it happens, and you've experienced it. Now you're teaching that to your beautiful boy. I love that. The R is for remember.
Yeah. So I love this one because it's remembering God's love. So every day I try to catch the sunrise and the sunset. And I think in between making meals and changing diapers and doing all the things that we are doing as women or parents or whoever we are, if we can pause in our day, even if it's just like looking out the window while we're making dinner, or if we can just pause, we can see the sunrise and sun setting, recognizing that there's such a bigger picture, and our perspective just completely changes.
I wholeheartely connect with you on this.
That love.
Yes, we have a silly practice. It's actually quite irreverent in our family, but anytime we see a sunrise or a sunset, we yell out, "Thank you, Heavenly Father!" And the whole car, again, irreverent, but the point is to pause and remember.
I think that's great. I think you said
about that. It works for us. I is to ignite hope. Yes.
Okay. I think one of the biggest secrets of life is to celebrate when other people have a win. So when you see, I think the secret of winning in your life is knowing that everybody's wins are yours too. I don't know if you watched the Bachelor finale this week.
I'm not a Bachelor girl, but I hope we can still be friends.
Yes, but she was such a good example of celebrating the girl who won, and she was in her own heartache, and she was thrilled for her. And I think whether people are having babies, they're getting married, or they have the house you want, or they go on the vacation you want, that can be a win for you too. And when you can ignite hope and joy in other people's lives, you become a light for them, and everyone is winning.
I love that so much, ignite hope. How can we make it more sacred? The S is for sacred, and this is something that as we talk about trying to encapsulate a holiday like Easter year round, there's a sacredness that comes with the Sunday that's approaching. How do you find we can grab onto that and keep it with us?
And with Easter, I've just come to love it so much more even than Christmas. I love the meaning behind it. I love that we can take all these things, and making it sacred is something it's a phrase I repeat in my mind all the time. We had this curtain that got busted by one of my kids, and I just remember when me and my husband just looked at it for weeks. We didn't fix it. We just like stared at it. We're like, oh man, that's gonna take us a minute to fix.
Yeah.
And I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this space sacred. And it took me 20 minutes, and it was fixed. And then I just kept going from there. I started wiping everything down. I got some cute decor out. Like I just wanted to make it a sacred space.
Special.
Yeah. And I realized in that moment it was kind of eye-opening because I'm like, make it sacred. Everything can be sacred, and your relationships can be sacred. Your marriage can be sacred. Your memories can be sacred. Your home can be sacred. And when we allow that to be our mindset, it changes our lives. We can have a life that is sacred.
And it's such a, dying word in the sense that I think social media has ruined us a little bit in this regard, that we're sharing everything and we're throwing everything out there. And I think it's important to identify what's sacred to you and hold it such, like keep it special. And I love that point that everywhere, anywhere can be sacred to you. And the E is for elevate your life. Explain your thoughts here.
Yes, okay. I love surrounding myself with women who are lifters, who are lights, who are women who I can just talk to every day where they're uplifting. I started a Marco Polo group of just people that I find so much light in, and they talk every day and I'm just so uplifted by it. And when I surround myself with books and people and things I'm watching, or when I can turn off the news and just surround myself with you or whoever, like something that's uplifting, it changes your life day by day. And it's your choice to do that though. You're in charge of what you're watching, you're in charge of what you're listening to, and when you can elevate your life, everything gets elevated. And if you don't have friends that are like that, be like that, and it'll attract people to you.
Light attracts light. And you've brought us light today. Thank you so much. Where can we hear more from you, learn more from you?
Yeah, I'm mostly on Instagram, just at Aubrey Grossen. And then I recently just published my book on Amazon.
A beautiful book. He Came for Me, and this is available on Amazon.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
sharing
much.
your message and your testimony too.